Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Michelle Shelton. I'm a registered dietitian and certified coach. And in this channel, I teach people strategies to achieve a life of health and well-being that is centered in connection to your body, restoring trust in yourself, and restoring that reconnection with your natural intuition so that you can nourish from a place of wholeness and connection and well-being today, right? Without waiting for that perfect body, nourishing yourself today. Today, what I wanted to talk to you about is something that has sort of been on my mind, something that I'm noticing in a lot of clients that I'm working with, but also just noticing that it's a part of me. I've experienced this. This is something very human that most of us experience on some level. So I want to surface that for you today and offer some strategies to navigate through that. And what that is, I've noticed that most of us carry a doer, right? A doer inside of ourselves that kind of helps us to achieve, it helps us to set goals, it helps us to pursue continual growth and personal development. Those are all really good and wonderful things. And I'm certainly grateful for my doer, right? It's helped me to achieve a lot of really important things in my life that I want and that I value and that are important to me. But here's where it can become problematic. A lot of times that doer energy comes with a lot of comparison, right? It starts to kind of compare and scan, and it's looking to see if it's done enough, how it compares to other people, if it has achieved enough, accumulated enough, if it's doing enough. It often also comes with some criticism, right? This is that voice that often says, like, you aren't doing enough. You need to do more. Look at that person. Look at that person. Like, you're not enough. Do more, do more, do more. And here's what's really interesting, right? This is where we begin to get confused, right? We begin to get confused and start to believe that we are human doings, right? Instead of human beings, meaning that who you are a human being. Who you are as you are is enough, right? Just being is enough. It's not what you do or what you achieve or what you accumulate. That does not define who you are or your value or your worth. But from that place of hustle and doing and comparing and criticizing, we often start to believe that. And here's the other problem, right, that many of us experience, right? Usually that comes with a certain amount of anxiety, a certain amount of stress, and a certain amount of exhaustion, right? If you have felt any of those things, which most of us do a lot, right, that stress, anxiety, and the exhaustion, it comes from this place, right, of sort of comparing and criticizing and doing in order to prove that we are enough, right, to prove that we have done enough. And many of my clients have this energy. They resonate with the anxiety, they resonate with the stress. And so as we kind of sit with that and get curious, what would happen? What are you afraid would happen if you stopped the criticism and stopped that push and that drive? And the answer usually sounds something like this. Well, I'm afraid I would just do nothing. I'm afraid I would just want to sit on the couch and binge and watch Netflix and maybe eat the carton of ice cream or whatever, right? I'm afraid that I would just go to that place. And that sounds really scary, right? Nobody really wants to be in that place of doing nothing and procrastinating and avoiding, right? That doesn't feel good to people either. But again, here's where we often have some confusion. We believe that is our nature, right? That's kind of who I naturally am, is to sit and do nothing. And so I need this energy that's kind of always pushing. And yeah, it comes with some criticism and it comes with some exhaustion and stress and it comes with all of that. But if I didn't do that, then I would just sort of go to this other place. And that's even scarier to me, right? I don't want to be there. So here's what I want to offer you. And it's really good news. Your nature is not to sit and do nothing. That is not your nature, right? And as I sit with clients, I sit with people, and we really get curious and reflect, well, what's going on for you when you're in that place? And I hear a variety of responses, but some of the common ones are, one, sometimes legit, they need that because they're so exhausted from the push and the hustle that they just need to go to that place of rest. That's legit. We all need rest. We all need that time, right, to sort of let our systems sort of just release. But often this is the other thing that they are experiencing. They've noticed it's a place of distraction. It's a place of avoidance and procrastination, right? And underneath that is a fear, again, that contributing is a very vulnerable place, right? It's a very vulnerable place. And if I go out and contribute and share who I am, I might be told that it's not good enough. People might laugh at it. People might not like it, right? There's a lot of really vulnerable things that happen in that space. And so that place of protection and sort of doing nothing is in itself a response to fear. And that's what I want to really surface and highlight for you, right? Both of these energies, right? The pushing, the doing, the comparing, criticizing, the hustle comes from a fear, right? A fear that I'm just going to end up not doing anything. And that place of not doing anything actually also comes from a place of fear, right? That if I contribute, that it could be criticized, it could be, people could say that I'm not good enough or they don't like it, right? A lot of really vulnerable things. Both of these places at its very heart, right, hold some fear. And that's a really important thing to notice, right? Because your nature is not either of those extremes. It's just you as a human being responding to fear, which is really normal, right? Fear is normal. We all experience fear. It's just part of the human experience. But that doesn't mean that that response is our nature. And here's the good news. Here's the really good news that I want to offer to you and help remind you of and ground you in continually, that your nature is actually a place of creation. Your nature is to create. Your nature is also a place of confidence and courage and connection, right? And if any of those feel foreign to you, maybe they do. For many of us, they feel foreign. Like, I have to work really hard to feel those things. How can they be my nature? Well, it's probably because you're actually just sort of stuck, right, in one of these extremes or any other, right? You're stuck there to the point that you're having a hard time accessing that nature inside of you. But it's there, right? So that's really fantastic news. Your nature is a place of creation, connection, courage, curiosity, right? It's all right there inside of you. And that's the center that we want to navigate back to so that you can build that life, whatever it is that you want for yourself, whether it's wellness, whether it's a certain vision that you have for your family or something for your career. It kind of doesn't matter what it is. You want to achieve that. You want to pursue that from that place of center, because it's free from the stress, the anxiety, the exhaustion, from the procrastination and avoidance, right? It's just really centered. So how do you do that, right? How do you begin to make that journey back to that center so you can contribute freely, right? That sounds amazing, right? To let go of the stress, the anxiety, and all the stuff. So I want to offer you 4 steps to begin to practice. And the first one can be the hardest and also the most important and powerful, and that is simply to notice, right? Just to notice that this is happening inside of you, right? To notice. And it could be noticing I'm feeling really exhausted and drained. I'm noticing I've got a lot of kind of inner criticism going on. I'm noticing that I'm really focused on what I'm doing, right? But without a lot of heart in it, right? Just noticing without doer energy when it comes. I'm like, okay, let's be curious about it. Let's notice it, right? Or noticing when I just want to collapse on the couch and do nothing, like what's going on there? Am I just really tired and I need this as part of my self-care? Am I avoiding and am I procrastinating? Is there something that feels really vulnerable, right? And just beginning to notice. And again, at either root, right? If you notice that there is some fear there, what fear needs more than anything is connection. This is so important, right? Because we sometimes fear in our culture. We just want to push it away and avoid it and pretend like it's not there and say, I'm not afraid, and kind of plow through it. But just allowing that fear to be and connecting in with it is a really important step, because that's what fear really needs, right? If you can imagine like a child who's afraid, what they need to know is that you are there with them. They have a safe adult. They are safe. In the space of fear, they are safe, right? So offer that connection, like, oh, I'm noticing maybe a little bit of fear of the vulnerability, or I'm noticing the fear of like kind of the procrastination or the do nothing, right? I'm just noticing that, and grounding in that, connecting with it is really important. Be that connector for yourself. Okay, so notice it, connect in with it. And then the next thing is to ground it in your sturdy leadership. And one of the easiest ways to do that is by using a mantra, right? To remind yourself of who you actually are, right? So it could sound like, yes, I feel the fear, but it's okay. I got you. I'm a creator. I am a creator. That's my nature. And who I am is enough. And what I have is enough. I can go out and create today, right? Whatever that mantra looks like. I am a creator. I have enough. I am enough. I can go out and create today, right? That's one mantra you can use. If there's something that resonates more with you, or there's mantras all over you can find, or maybe you have. accessing that as a place to ground you to your sturdy leader inside, right? That's really powerful. And then the last thing is to go out and create, right? Whether it's small or big, whatever it is that you can do today to begin to create that life that you want for yourself. Begin to do that today, right? Follow those steps. Notice what's happening. Connect with the fear inside of you. Reground in your sturdy leader, and then go out and do. So if you are, as an example, let's say you are a mom that's looking to create a family, right, where there's a lot of connection and nourishing and your kids are thriving. What are you going to do today to create, right? You are a creator. Maybe you're a professional and you want to go out and create a career that's meaningful, where you feel like you are achieving and contributing and that you are connected to your coworkers. You are a creator. How are you going to create today to build that life that you seek? Maybe you're looking to create a life of health and well-being. You are a creator. What can you do today to begin to create that life that you seek, right? And grounding in that and creating today, right, consistently, again and again and again, is what will ultimately get you to the goals that you seek. So just to pull all back together again, as just begin to notice, right, those energies, the hustle that maybe comes with the criticism and the comparison and the pushing and the doing, right? Notice that. Notice the fear that maybe is underneath it. Notice the procrastination and the avoidance, right? And what's underneath that, right? But the fear or whatever it is you're holding there. And then follow those practices. Notice it, connect with it, reground it in your sturdy leadership, and then go and create. That will ultimately get you to that life of the beautiful life that you seek for yourself. So don't forget to click subscribe for more strategies and tips to build a life of health and well-being, to help you restore that trust in yourself. If you would like support on your journey, if you want to know more about how you can work with me, you can go to nourishwhoyouare.com. There is a link in the video description, so you can go to that website. You can sign up for a free coaching consultation. I'd love to share with you how I support my clients, what the tools that I have, and how I can help you on that journey. We'll do a little bit of coaching on that call. You'll share a little bit of your journey with me, and then we can decide, determine what that would look like moving forward. Thank you again for being here. Don't forget to click subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.